Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be discussing how mid-market distributors are struggling to get information on the supply side and the demand side. I'm joined by David, Brad, and Wally, who will introduce themselves.
Hi, Kim. Thanks a lot. I'm Dave Crouch. I'm the CEO of Slatwall Commerce, and we do a lot of work with mid-market distributors and manufacturers, and it's a challenge that we've been seeing for a number of years now, where the buying patterns on the B2B side have been changing. The traditional channels of direct sales, perhaps distribution, things like trade shows, have been challenged through buyers looking for options on the digital side, looking for some self-service ways to research products, place orders, make things easier and self-service for buyers. So it's something that's been happening for a number of years now. Certainly, the challenges over the last year and a half have accelerated that and put additional pressure on the distribution and manufacturing. Again, as those more traditional channels have closed down or become harder to service, and again, buyers looking for the digital channel to be open and available to them. So some of the things that they're looking for, certainly that we see is product information, right? So and it's detailed product information, right? That buyers are now they're wanting to find and do that research online before talking to a salesperson or making a call. So they're looking for detailed product specs. Related products. They want the ability, to filter and sort and search. So managing that product information is a challenge, and getting it online is always a challenge. We see, particularly, you talk to distributors. They're getting product data from multiple manufacturers in multiple different formats. Perhaps it's going into an ERP system. Maybe some of that data it might be missing that they might need on the e-commerce side. So product data is always a challenge. And then having the system to be able to display that data on the front end, and again with the appropriate user experience that buyers are going to be looking for is really important. Brad, maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the e-commerce functionality. I mean, once you've got the product data there, that's great. But from there, people are going to want to be able to act on that, right? So perhaps placing quotes or requests for quotes, and at the end of the day, actually placing an order. So maybe you can talk through some of that e-commerce functionality too.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we've seen, especially on the product side, is that there tends to be a lot of focus on getting as much of the catalog online as possible, and selling, especially to new customers. And sort of what gets missed with that is the easier process, which is how can we have a digital storefront that services the existing customers, so people that are already familiar with your business, and do so in a way that makes things easier for them. And so, one of the things that gets forgotten about in that process is, the My Account area. So you've got your storefront and people are searching and they're finding great products and all that stuff. But, just the process of going through and thinking, well, if I'm that customer, what are the things and how do I typically really interact with the distributor that I buy from? It's, I want to go in and I want to see, what orders I placed in the last year. Okay, so in the account portal, you need an order search, you need an order listing, and the ability to maybe have like a printer friendly or an email functionality, right? Really basic stuff. And then maybe you want to see the quotes that maybe your sales rep has generated for you. So you need that. And then little stuff, you want to be able to update your account information, change your password, maybe add another user onto your account so that they can access whatever you've got. It doesn't have to be, fully blown out with all kinds of, AI and the latest functionality. A lot of times it's just what are you doing now, and how can you use the storefront to make it more efficient? So you're sort of taking all those contacts that you get that come in, people emailing you for things or calling up and asking. That new type of buyer just doesn't want to do that, and they want to leverage your site as much as possible to get in there. And a lot of that, and I know Wall, you've got some feedback on and thoughts around like order management and how that's important with all the new type of ordering that people are going to be doing, and just the process and the flow internally for how that's going to work.
Yeah. You're exactly right, Brad. I think, what's interesting is about 20 years ago, a buddy of mine owned a hard goods wholesale distribution company. And what was cool about this company is, first of all, he made a ton of money, because back in them days, nobody was doing it. And what was happening was he was the only distributor in town and everybody had to go to him. Mm-hmm. He was the guy. Nowadays, we have more sophisticated buyers. You're the last mile of the supply chain before we get to that final piece of distribution. And now, because of the likes of Amazon and Apple and other high-end commerce sites, they've created this sophistication of the buyer, not only in what I expect today with my own personal shopping and buying, but as a B2B customer, my expectations are through the roof. I want to be able to self-service. I want to be able to report. I want to be able to see what I can buy. I want to know what I'm eligible to buy, what can be shipped to, what can I get today, what can I get tomorrow. I want tons of information so I can make more informed decisions. And what we've noticed here at Withum with some of our B2B customers is that they're not getting that information. And if they stand up a single platform and that platform helps them get some information, that's better than nothing. But what we're still seeing is a lot of people emailing and a lot of people not putting any money or time or effort, and feel that the expense on that front end is just an expense. And our argument, and where we contest most of that usually with our customers, is they're already doing it. You're already entering the order. Why not allow your consumer to self-service? Mm-hmm. And our consumers are more sophisticated. We, as on the B2B side, as the B2B and the wholesale distributors, they have to bump up their game. They have to step up. They have to get better. And I know you guys have some good customers in this space as well, where you're thinking about it. And Dave, just for a moment, while I hand it back to you before we close out on this one, think of some ways that you're helping your customers drive your platform, right? Where it's not about the platform per se. It's more about how are you helping them in the processes. Maybe just ramble a little bit about that, and then toss it over to Kim as we close out on our first session.
Yeah, I think one of the keys is, to tackle this in phases, right? Particularly if you're coming into this digital channel for the first time. Brad kind of talked about it. You don't need every bell and whistle, and it doesn't have to be a 12-month project that costs $1 million. There are ways to kind of bite through this in smaller chunks. A recent customer, a huge win for him was just the ability to pay for orders. He was wasting so much internal time chasing down payments. He had 2 or 3 people on the phone all day long, and just giving his clients the ability to log in, see an order, and put a payment in, right? Whether that's a credit card or ACH or even the PO number at least, was a huge win. So it doesn't have to be every bell and whistle and full-blown e-commerce. There can be these little, like you said, Wally, self-service pieces that can save huge amounts of time and resources, be a huge win for the customer. Let's make it easy for me to do business with you, right? That's what this is at the end of the day. That's going to drive more business and more. And then just layer on top of that, right? Kind of tackle it piece by piece in phases.
This was a great discussion about how digital channels really help ease several perspectives. So on the buyer side, the operational side, as well as the customer service side. So that way companies can service their customers more efficiently and effectively, as well as save financial costs. Thanks for tuning in.